Yo, what's up guys? My name is Cody. Welcome back to Cody's Calls here on the channel. And today we have a exciting video, man. I'm so excited for this card. I'll be attending UFC Louisville, my first event that I've been to. And yeah, man, I'm just super stoked. But without further ado, let's get straight into the picks. First fight on this card, a 14-fight slate. We have Rayanne Santos taking on Puja Tomar. And we'll start with the Puja side. She's the first Indian fighter that will be making her UFC debut. Not to be this guy, but, you know, Indian fighters haven't had the most success in fighting. It's just not that big over there yet. Hopefully she does good, but I think she's in a pretty bad matchup here. Rayanne's just going to get her to the mat. Rayanne wants to get her opponent to the mat, get to her back, find the submission. And Puja's been taken down before on the regional scene. And I just don't think it's a very good first fight for her in the UFC. So I'm gonna take Rayanne Santos to get it done by submission or decision. Next fight on the card, we got Cody Stamann taking on Taylor Lapilus, and I think this is a pretty one-sided affair. Cody Stamann being 34 is still like it doesn't seem that he's old, but I feel like we've seen him for so long now that he's just a vet to the game. Pretty good wrestler. Has hands, not much power. He's only had like one knockout in the UFC. And Taylor Lapilus just fought the same exact fight, and I feel like Basharat was way better than Stamann, and Lapilus still did good against Basharat. But man, I don't think Stamann's got much to offer here. I think if it's on the feet, Lapilus just stays at distance and boxes him up from distance. And if Stamann gets it deep, maybe on like a double leg, maybe he gets him down to the mat, but Lapilus is going to get right back up. I don't see Stamann holding him there. And yeah, man, I'm going to take look at that reach. We're talking like 8 inches of reach here. So if it's on the feet, I think Lapilus has a free victory here. So I'm going to take Taylor Lapilus to get a knockout or decision. Next fight on the card, we got Eduarda Moura taking on Denise Gomes. And man, this is actually a pretty good-ass fight. Moura did miss weight today, and she missed weight in her last fight. But being a grappler against a striker, I think it's only right. Like, yeah, it's fucked, like, you know, from like the rules. But being heavier and being a grappler is going to get Denise Gomes to the mat. I wanted to take Gomes, man. I love watching her fights. She got so much power in her hands. It'd be sick to see her get a knockout live. But I think I am going to side with Moura to get her takedown going. She might even get a ground and pound finish, maybe a submission. She's actually pretty dangerous on top. Gomes might get up a couple times, but I really just see Moura taking her back down and just repeating those single legs, double legs, trips. She's just going to take her down. So yeah, I'm going to side with Moura on this one. But this is a good-ass fight, and I would not be surprised if Gomes got a knockout here. She's a beast. Next fight on the card, we got John Castaneda taking on Daniel Marcos, and this is a banger fight. We got John Castaneda, who wants to brawl and get his opponent to the mat, throw big shots, maybe look for a club and sub. And we got the undefeated Daniel Marcos, who is very good on the feet, very good takedown defense. And I don't know if Castaneda would get him to the mat. I think Castaneda's best chances is to just brawl. Maybe land a hook on Marcos. Maybe just make it dirty. But Marcos is very technical from distance, and he does have a 2-inch reach disadvantage, which is good for Castaneda, but I seriously think Marco is just going to teeter-tat on the feet, man. I don't see Castaneda taking him down. I'm going to side with the very slight favorite here in Daniel Marcos, but this is a very close fight. I wouldn't recommend touching this one with any money, man. I think you can flip a coin, but I'm going to side with Marcos. More durable. And, yeah, I think he's a little bit more technical. So we'll side with Daniel Marcos on this one. Up the card, we got Brad Katona taking on Jesse Butler. And this one's weird to me, man. Because Brad Katona is the biggest favorite on the card. But we have Jesse Butler dropping down from lightweight to make his bantamweight debut. That's 20 pounds. It's a big-ass weight cut. And what if Katona can't get this guy down because he's so massive? Butler will have the better striking. Butler will probably have the better finishing upside too. And Katona's good, man. 2-time tough winner. That's sad you had to win it twice. There's something there. But I just think he's boring, and Butler might be way too big, man. So I may look stupid here, but look at that reach, man. 64.5 to 73. I don't know. Butler's gonna be able to teeter tat on the outside if he can push Katona off his legs. I can see Butler maybe getting a knockout or just doing enough on the feet to get a decision win. So I'm actually gonna side with Butler here. It might be the dumbest thing that we could do, but give me Jesse Butler by knockout or decision. I don't think Katona's good. I mean, he's good, but Butler is massive, man. We'll have to see how Butler looks on the scales. Moving on to the next fight, we got Andrea Lee and Montana De La Rosa, and I'm not gonna take too much on this one because it is a rematch, and I didn't tape this fight. But I will take Andrea Lee here. But she's got better boxing. Does have a 2-inch reach advantage, but I just didn't tape this one too much, so I don't want to give. I'm not too confident on it, but I will side with Andrea Lee to do a little bit more on the feet. Montana, she's just pretty one dimensional. If she gets her down to the mat, she probably will win. But I'll take Andrea Lee. Next fight, Charles Radtke taking on Carlos Prates. In my opinion, this is the best fight on the card. Radtke's got power. He's got a pretty good ground game. And then on the side of Prates, he's got very good Muay Thai. He has over 50 Muay Thai fights. But man, I think I'm gonna take Radtke. He's got very good hooks in close. He's got pretty good takedowns. Not the best wrestling, but pretty good ground control and submission game. Very, very heavy on top. The thing that scares me though, man, is Prates is a sniper. People said he didn't look good against Trevin Giles, and in my opinion, he was losing the fight. He lost the first round, and don't hold me to this, I'm pretty sure he knocked him out in the third round. I think he was down 2-0 going into the third round, where he just slept him bad. But before that knockout, he was losing. And Radtke's a dog. I think Radtke is a dog. And speaking of dog, he is gonna be our underdog of the week. So yeah, man, I'm gonna take Charles Radtke to get a knockout or submission in this fight. I think he makes it pretty dirty. Prates is good, but I think if Radtke gets on the inside, he can cause a lot of problems with him. For him, he is at that 6-inch reach disadvantage, which is kind of scary. But Radtke's got to get him down to the mat. Prates has been sub before. And yeah, man, I think I'm gonna take Radtke to finish this fight before that last bell. And yeah, let's move on to the next fight. We got Thiago Moises taking on Ludovit Klein, and this one is probably one of the better matchups on the card. We have that grappler versus striker matchup, which everyone loves. Ludovit Klein does have that 2-inch reach advantage. He's got very good kicks, good head kick, and Moises does not like to be hit. If you hit Moises, he's like, I don't know about that, man. I don't know if I want to do like that again. But Moises is a very good finisher too if he gets to your back, and Ludovit Klein has been sub before. I think this is a 50-50 fight, that's why the odds are so close in this fight. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take Moises. I'm gonna lean Moises here. I think he might get to the back. We've seen some questionable competition get to Klein's back before. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take Moises. I'm gonna go submission or decision, but I think he might get a submission. He might get to the back. So yeah, give me Moises here. He also took down Islam. Islam, he's the GOAT. So yeah, give me Moises, and I'm gonna go submission or decision. Next fight on the card, we got Miguel Baeza taking on Soriano, and this one's questionable because Soriano is coming down from 185, and now he's fighting at 170, which he gets beat by Dustin Stolfskis. I can't pronounce the name. I'm sorry. I'd probably just starch that. And he's actually on this card too. We'll get into this. He's got pretty good cardio, and Soriano does not. He's got 1 round of cardio, straight gas, straight bombs, very good power. But Baeza's got no chin, and he's also been out for a couple years. But I think Miguel might be able to maybe work his way into this fight. If he can get to maybe round 2 or deep into round 2, early round 3. I don't think Soriano will have much cardio for him. But then again, it's like Miguel has no chin, and Soriano's going to come for that chin. Not saying he has no chin, but he's been knocked out the last couple fights, took a couple years off. But I am gonna side with Baeza in this one. I think he has very good boxing on the outside. If he can just I'm telling you, man, if he can get out of that first round, his chances of winning goes way out of the roof. But Soriano's got bombs in his hands, man. But coming down a division, we don't ever like seeing that. So yeah, I'm gonna side with Miguel Baeza on this one. Julian Marquez taking on Zachary Reese, and this one's a pretty good fight. I don't see this one going all 15 minutes. Julian Marquez is all gas, no breaks first round, has no cardio in the second round, and Zachary Reese is a finisher. Brundage did drop him on his head in his last fight, which is crazy because the next fight, which was Drakkar Close taking on Joe Selecki. He dropped him, and it was back-to-back ground slam knockouts. And Zachary Reese did have a pretty deep triangle there. Brundon's got a very good slam. But I think Reese's jiu-jitsu is actually very good. And Julian Marquez is going to come out, throw bombs. But I think if Reese can stay safe for a couple minutes, I feel like Reese can finish Marquez. Marquez has showed that he just huff and puffs after a little bit, man. He does no cardio. And I'm not the biggest fan of his game. And trust me, I could be eating my words. Julian could come out and start this guy. But I'm going to lean towards Zachary Reese in this matchup. This card is hard to predict, man. We went 11-1 last week. We almost swept the board completely. But this card is pretty tricky. This card is tricky, man. But I will lean with the younger guy, 4 years. He's 4 years younger. He does have a 5-inch reach advantage. I do enjoy that. And yeah, man, give me Zachary Reese to win this fight. Maybe by finish. I'm going to go submission or knockout. I think he gets one of them. Next fight on the card, we have Bruno Ferreira taking on Dustin Stoltzfus, who we just talked about. And this is pretty one-way traffic too, in my opinion, unless we get to the cardio. Bruno Ferreira is very good. He got knocked out by Nursultan Rizibov, which Rizibov has been pretty good. He did just lose to Buckley, but that was a short notice, and Buckley's pretty good, man. I think Buckley is only getting better. But Bruno Ferreira's got power in his hands, and I think he's going to put Dustin out. I think it's a first-round knockout. I think Ferreira's going to knock Dustin out in the first round, and I think it's going to be a pretty brutal one. But if he does not win in that first round, Dustin can take over late. And I feel like the last 2 or 3 fights we've said this. It's been like that one round of cardio, big old power. Can he get it in that first round? And I think he does. I think Ferreira will finish him. He finished RoboCop. And RoboCop's a beast, man. I love RoboCop. But I think Ferreira is just on a different level. And I think Stoltzfus is fucked here. So give me Ferreira by knockout. First round KO. Next fight, we got Raul Rosas Jr. taking on Ricky Turcios. And this one's tough until I think why they keep rebooking this fight. Raul's a star. He's obviously a superstar on the come up, hopefully. The UFC's keeps building him up. This fight's been scheduled 3 times now. And normally when that happens, they just say, fuck the matchup, we'll just give him someone else. But they didn't. And that makes me think that this is a very winnable matchup for Raul Rosas Jr. Turcios does have good cardio, and Raul, I don't know, man. He didn't look the best in the third round, but I am gonna take Raul Rosas Jr. to get a submission or knockout here. I think he does finish Turcios. 11 years younger, but Turcios is game. He's game, man. But I think Raul Rosas might get to his back and might submit him. But yeah, I just think that the UFC would not keep remaking this matchup if they didn't think it was a winnable matchup for Raul Rosas Jr. So I will take Raul Rosas. He's pretty strong, man. So I'm gonna take Raul Rosas Jr. But once again, dude, this card is crazy. My confidence is kind of teeter and tatting in some of these fights. But I'll take Raul Rosas Jr. to get the job done. Talk about confidence, man. I got confidence in this one. we got Dominic Reyes taking on Dustin Jacoby. And before we get anything, we all know Dominic Reyes beat John. He got robbed of that decision. But unfortunately, I think Dustin Jacoby's a little too good for him. Got a very good jab. He's got some power. Put out Kennedy in Jekawu. But to see Ryan Spann get beat by what was that guy's name? Bogdan. I forgot his name. He's new to the UFC. He just beat him in his last fight. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But Spann did not look good in that fight. And Spann dropped Reyes with a jab. I mean, he literally ate the ground off a jab. So, and Jacoby's got a nasty jab. Pretty good power. He's quick. He starts doing these things like grabbing the air and shit. So, you don't know what the fuck he's doing. And I just don't think this is a good matchup for Reyes, man. I see people taking Reyes, betting on Reyes, taking the big shot at the underdog. But I don't know, man. I think this is probably it for Reyes. If he gets knocked out, he's probably done. If he wins, it's like maybe he fights again. But I think he might be here for a bag. Who knows? I'm not too for sure. But I'm gonna take Dustin Jacoby to get this one done. We got the main event of the evening. Jared Cannonier taking on Nazarene Imavov, and this one's tricky too, man. As the odds show, the odds are a pick 'em. You get Cannonier plus 103, Imavov like minus 108, minus 110, and I think it makes sense, dude, because Jared Cannonier's got 5 rounds of gas in him. He's not gonna stop. Looked really good against Strickland. Beat Strickland, even though some people say it could have went either way. He beat Strickland, and Imavov kind of starts slowing down rounds 2, 3, 4, man. He was winning against Curtis till, they clashed their heads. Got ruled a no contest, but he was winning that fight, to be fair. And Cannonier's got a 2-inch reach advantage here, which is crazy. I mean, he's got I'm pretty sure he's like an inch or 2 off Adesany's reach. He's got really long arms. The only thing that's kind of sus is his age, but he's getting better. So it's at which fight are we all right, man, that may have been the one that, Cannonier starts fading off on. But what if it's one of those fights where Cannonier just puts the gas on him and finishes him? So I don't know, man. This one's so sus too. But I am gonna leave with Jared Cannonier to get it done by decision. I think he's gonna put too much on him in rounds 3, 4, and 5. He might lose rounds 1 and 2. Might lose rounds 1, 3. But I think he gets 3 of the 5 rounds here and wins this by decision. Nazarene's good though. Excuse me. But yeah, man, I'm gonna take Jared Cannonier to get a knockout or decision here in the main event. So if you all could do me a huge favor, if you could like the like button, leave me a comment. I just fucked the whole thing up. Like the video, leave me a comment, man. I read every comment. I respond to everyone. It means the world to me whenever I get a little email saying someone responded on my video. So yeah, man, I appreciate you all. UFC Louisville, Kentucky. I cannot wait, and I'm hoping I can do a little vlog or something of the event with when we do our recap. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, you are a legend. And thanks, guys. Love y'all. Bye.